Super social people. How are you so good at making conversation? Realize that 99% of the people you see out in the world you'll never see again. The other 1%. Realize you can't please everyone, so just be yourself. What's the worst that happens? They don't like you? Doesn't matter. I always liked the mantra of will this matter tomorrow? 1 week? 1 month? 1 year? 99% of the world only cares about themselves, and yet we're all in this together, so in the grand scheme of things, a random interaction with someone isn't that important. And if it is important, and they like you, and want to see you again, it's because they like you as a person. As to what to discuss, and how to influence them, learn their name. The most important thing to a person is their name. Say it back to them. Also, let the other person talk. They will drop hints of what to discuss is. If they are nerdy, talk you're nerdy. If they are in school, talk about that. Just find a common interest. Edit. To summarize, realize you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You just have to care about others, be genuine, and show interest in what's important to them. Ask what's new, if they have anything exciting they're working on. Follow up next time you see them. It is good to show humility. Admit you don't know much about something. That's okay. If you have interest learning more, let them know. Look for positives in what they are doing. For mingling, keep conversations light-hearted. Travel, hobbies, commenting on fashion sense you like, and new events in people's lives are good conversation starters. Keep them wanting more. It's okay to excuse yourself. My biggest pet peeves and conversation enders are 1-uppers. No one wants to be outdone. Show camaraderie rather than competition. No one is an expert at everything. You can be passionate and still very much a student. Even a black belt is still very much a student with more to learn. It's still better to bond over leaning to share experience than start a dick measuring contest. Going on and on about your profession. Unless you're at a networking event, don't start talking about work, and unless they're asking more, keep it brief. If they are interested, they will ask. Ranting and belittling others, you never know who is listening, or who your potential new friend is close to. Find that common ground, and working towards a positive is always better than focusing on the negative. Boasting. I know this goes with number 1, but cannot be overstated. You are unique and worthwhile without inflating your worth. Humility and openness are desirable traits. If they are interested, they will ask more questions. Boasting just makes people close up and wonder what is wrong with them. Power plays are an immediate red flag that it's not worth being friends and investing your time and showing vulnerability in order to form a lasting friendship. Just do it. I think people are scared/nervous that someone isn't going to want to talk to them before even making an attempt. If you strike up a conversation and they don't want to talk, who cares? Just move on with your day. I can walk up and talk to anyone about anything, because if they blow me off I just brush it off and keep going about my life. Most people want to talk though, in my experience. I used to be really annoying and no one liked me. Really, I got better just by talking to people. No one talked to me IRL, so I went on Skype and Discord. I quickly learned why people didn't like me, what to do, what not to do, and I started listening to YouTubers and comedians. It's experience. You can read all the help articles you want, but if you want to get good at talking to people, then just talk to people. People love talking about themselves. Ask them questions about themselves. Ask things you would like someone to ask you. Listen to their answers and ask more questions based on what they say. Don't do generic small talky stuff. You start talking about the weather and everyone knows you don't give a shit. Ask genuine things and people will respond genuinely. People are going to like you if they believe you really do want to hear what they say, and they are going to talk to people they like. Ask about things you yourself are interested in talking about. Surprise people with interesting things. What do you think about that guy's shirt? I'm on the fence about it myself. I like the color, but the pattern is a little much. Some people are just buzzkills. There's nothing you can do about it. You try to talk to them, and you know in an instant it's doomed. Identify those and move on. However, do not ever assume someone is going to be an awful conversation just by looking at them. Quiet people are often very with it. Here's a secret. God damn near everyone is socially awkward. You are caught in an elevator with other people. They aren't talking. You aren't talking. You are both just staring at the wall begging for the door to open. Say something vaguely funny and laugh. This thing is slower than a Monday afternoon. They are so glad to break the awkward they will laugh and respond. I know. I swear the stares are faster. Even if it's not funny, they pick up on social cues and will latch on. Keep responding with semi-related stuff. Not the way I climb stairs. I swear, an 80-year-old could lap me. Laugh. Cycle. Continue until doors open and you can escape back into your dark cubicle never to venture out again. Suddenly everyone starts saying smiling at you. They remember you. They start talking to you unprompted. You've blown your cover. Vanish in the night and disappear to live out your days in Brazil as a coffee farmer named Coco. I'm naturally socially awkward, but somehow kept getting forced into client-facing roles back when I was working. Contrary to what most people typically advise, asking loads of personal questions in business settings comes off as creepy. So what I typically do is memorize and rehearse several stories in advance to slip in as needed before the meeting/event. To talk to someone new, I start off with a compliment/commentary about the situation that everyone can agree with. Holy crap, the music is too loud. It's so hot. If it's a good point to slip in a rehearsed story, then I'll do that. People typically have something they're dying to tell you about, and usually by now, if you pay attention, they'll slip little baits to fish for the opportunity to say it. If only my wife agrees. It seemed like the safe career path / kids these days. That's when you just say what they're fishing for. She usually doesn't. Why? What were you hoping to do if money wasn't an option? I know, right? Sounds like you have an interesting story to tell and you can leave the talking to them. I just survived a speed dating event recently and managed to go one whole night talking to 20 women without a single awkward conversation. Okay, maybe some of them were mildly awkward, but I managed to keep talk going for all 20, so I think I can answer this question. One of the most important things to understand is people like to talk about themselves, and they like it when they feel like they are being understood and empathized with. Asking questions is of course the key to get them to talk about themselves, but not just any questions. You wanna ask open-ended questions. For example, don't say, "Do you like Star Wars?" Because that's a close-ended question. They just say no, and then the ball is back in your court again. Instead ask, "What movies do you like?" and go from there. These open-ended questions encourage them to talk about an experience more openly, which is what you want for a good conversation. Afterwards, the person will only remember that you were very easy to talk to. Practice, 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 and observing how other people start conversations. Also, check the reactions of others, and when you are in a conversation, listen, ask some questions and let people talk. Most of the time, I enjoy listening. You can learn a lot, and a cool feature is, everyone will remind you as a good partner for a conversation, although you don't say much. That s, because almost everyone likes talking. It s the same with hearing your own name. So start to remember names. I'm doing this for my whole life, so I wasn't even aware that this behavior can overwhelm people from time to time. I also had to learn that it s not usual to a lot of people, and that a lot of humans might have difficulties to speak to persons they don't know. Active listening is important. Take an improv class to learn it well. It will also get you over the fear of humiliation and embarrassment. My mental trick, as a natural introvert, is to pretend that I'm hosting the event and everyone is my guest. Then you're attuned to their needs and to making sure they have a good time. Well, hello there. So good to see you. Oh my, your drink is almost empty. Let's get you a new one. It seems silly, but situations only become awkward if you let them become awkward. By pretending you're the host, you also can trick yourself into feeling confident. All these people came to your party. Ain't they lovely? My other trick is, disarm, charm, be charmed. It works for everything. Say something a little weird. When I lived in New York, I, a simple country boy, would drop a "you'll" then double down on it. Well, of course that's how my mama raised me to speak, then pivot to them. But what about you? You seem like you were raised right and actively listen to them. People naturally want to talk about themselves, so it's so easy to let them go. Sometimes they are boring, but, again, if you pretend it's your party and you're the host, then you are obligated to treat them nicely. FWIW. I learned all this, and more. I'm considering writing a book, as a professional fundraiser. No joke, these party tricks have raised literally tens of millions of dollars.